Hello everyone, and today I want to talk about the Battlefield 1 beta. I played quite a bit of it. When it first came out I thought, I don't know, it's free so I might as well give it a try. And of course when it first started, the servers were down. It was EA didn't expect it to be that popular. So then the next day it was finally available to me. So I joined in and I came first on the leaderboard. Yay, my first game. I was so happy because even in games I've spent hundreds of hours in, I can't do that. So I was very happy. I was a happy monkey. Yeah, but then so I've played quite a bit of it, mostly on my own, and I only really played the scout class. Because in the other Battlefield games, that's the recon or specialist or whatever it was, professional even in Hardline. That's the one I enjoyed playing the most, and so I played that, and it was just so good. I just didn't need to stop. People say that everyone goes scout because it's so good to use, but there are definitely ways of getting rid of those other enemy scouts. Basically, if you just go between like their sniping range and the bayonet charge range with a submachine gun, and then you'll pretty well able to get it, or sneak behind them and just chop them to bits. That also works. Vehicles, they're not that well protected against vehicles. They've got the K bullets, so like light vehicles will suffer, but the small tank, that's a really nasty piece of work. And as far as weapons go, I think the Russian one I use the most, just because it has the more zoomed scope, and it also has a bipod and stuff, which I quite liked. Pistols, well, there's only two, they did basically the same. The K-bullets are pretty good, because they could kind of help you out if an armoured car came, or things like that. Or and then the flares even. They were interesting. I don't know how the spotting one works. I never really found it to be that useful. The flash one was just really bright, but it was only really good in like the city area, or the village rather. But the spotting scope I really liked, because you could be lying down behind a wall, use your spotting scope, and then you can just look over the thing, find your target, and then when you get your gun out, you press or right click on PC, and then you'll kind of peek over it. So yeah, I quite like that mechanic. Although I think the spotting with the spotting scope should be a bit quicker, because you kind of have to stare at it for like 30 seconds before it will spot it. But I guess you don't want to just sweep over the kind of entire map and just spot everyone. I guess you'd have to look at someone in particular. But the zoom level was nice. I didn't really play any of the what's it called? I guess the support. Can't remember what it was called. I never really played him, didn't really play any of the medic, but the assault class I played more to the end. Mainly because everyone started using shotguns, and so you just use a shotgun, run up people, and it's a one-shot kill, so it's pretty good. Oh, and the bayonet charges, as I mentioned earlier, they're probably a good friend for you as a scout if you end up in tight close quarters. Say you're in a building sniping out and someone comes up behind you, all you have to do is turn around, sprint at them, and immediately press the melee key, and you'll bayonet charge instantly, even if they're right next to you. Although if they're a good player, they'll be able to, jump out the way and you'll miss, which is, not great, and then they'll probably kill you. Oh, which is another way of getting the specialist classes, or elite classes, sorry. They're pretty good. I never really got the hang of the tank hunter guy. The flamer guy's pretty good, but of course only in close quarters. And the sentry, yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good fun. He's got more armor on the front than he does on the back, so if you want to try and take him down, you either shoot him in the back, or what I found out is that they are still susceptible to like the melee takedowns. So if you bayonet charge them and they don't kill you, there'll still be a one bayonet charge kill, if that makes sense. And the same thing with the melee attacks. I think they do the same amount of damage to them, maybe. But if you get like the behind them, you can do the one-hit takedown, which is still the same. And yeah, there's a lot of vehicles in it as well. I never went in any of the tanks, like driving them. I was in the back of the heavy tank a couple times, but I never drove it. Never even sniffed a light tank. The transport little jeepy things, they're quite fun. They're very bouncy, but they're hard to aim if you're on the gunner's seat behind. And the armoured cars are about the same. They're pretty good fun though too. And the horses, yeah. It's a little. It takes some getting used to, and but yeah, I never really got killed with the rifle, but the saber is quite fun, and you get to throw health packs and things around for your teammates, which is nice. The planes are good fun, and I managed to get picked up from the ground with my friend who flew past me. That was pretty fun. That was good. I like that one, and yeah. Oh, and the map was really nice, and even on my low-end PC, the game run at, well, what I feel is a decent frames per second is between 15 and 20 frames FPS, which, you know, for me is playable. I mean, it's smooth to my eyes. I mean, it's not quite 60, which would be amazing, and it doesn't look as good as it does when you see other YouTubers play it, but to me, it looks good. I like it. And it was well optimized, like Battlefront. Yeah, and well, I think that's it really. Yeah. So all in all, I really, really liked the Battlefield 1 beta. I still don't know if I'm going to pre-order it, since I'm going to pre-order Titanfall 2 because I'm a knob. But apart from that, yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, stay tuned.